Welcome to Title Talk with your host, Drew Wishover, entrepreneur, a published author, and owner of Inspired Title Group, along with his co-host and CEO, Amy Maley. Each week, they offer you some laughs, industry terminology, tips and strategies, along with the occasional real estate professional to help educate you as it pertains to buying, selling, or just plain old homeownership. Thanks for spending time with them. Now, let's jump into today's episode of Title Talk.
Hello?
Happy New Year, everybody!
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year! 363 days this year, though I'm not counting.
I mean, did that not fly?
Dude, this year was one of the fastest years of my
Blur.
life. Like, what 2021?
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us on our Title Talk this morning. This is big. We're excited. There's a lot of energy in here, and our producer Brittany has a big surprise for us. We're excited to see that.
Nervous.
We haven't seen some of her great production that she's been working on. She has been keeping us a secret from this stuff. So why don't we?
Well, we introduced Brittany. What's your name?
My name's Drew.
And my name is Amy.
Inspired Title.
We are Inspired Title. The title company?
That cares.
Yes.
Carol loves your shirt.
Carol loves your
thank
shirt.
you.
Oh, that's great. Thank you. How about mine? Nice. Okay.
Anyway, so we're going to kick off our show in a fun little way of today is what day, like we always do.
What day is today?
Today is National Bacon Day!
Such a big day. This is such a big day.
There you go, sir.
Bacon. Thank you.
Oh, the whole thing's for you.
Oh no, I can't eat the whole thing. I can, but I won't. I'll share. I'm going to share with my friends.
Okay, there's bacon here.
Bacon. If anybody knows me, this is probably my favorite food. Is it good?
With maple
Yeah, it's
bacon.
good. You know what we're going to do? Don't tell us anything else. We don't care anymore about your fun facts. Not that we don't. But let's
Yes,
do
you do.
this. We're going to enjoy this bacon while you guys watch our surprise. That is a surprise for you as well as us. So I'm going to let our producer take it from here. Rip it. Oh my gosh.
I insane. I
mean,
guys are
holy
here.
cow.
oh, Brittany's waiting. There we
Oh
are.
my gosh.
That was a lot.
Oh,
Can you believe where we've gone from the old
that is
enterprise
emotionally...
building to
Brittany, kudos.
thank you, Brittany.
That
Thank you.
Absolutely
That was insane.
amazing to kind of just look back on a recap of our entire year and the guests that we had and the people that
You guys make this show.
yes.
Thank you.
I mean,
Seriously, thank you.
I guess I didn't realize until just now all of the people we touched and all of the people that were part of what we did all year long. I mean, we've done 52 shows.
It's a lot of shows.
And
You did it from Florida?
yes.
We did it from our Indiana office.
Oh my
It's been a lot.
gosh, like this is just that was so wonderful and it really warms my soul to be proud of the team and you guys and
what this show was and what Brittany's turned it
the
into is
involvement.
just
I mean,
insanity.
we laugh, but we sat in front of your iPad or my computer
With our little banner pop
in
up
the old
behind us.
office.
Our
like-
bloated faces
Like,
on
we're like this close to the screen, and it morphed into what we are doing right here. And
What is it morphing into?
Well, if you look at the backdrop.
By
and
the
if
way,
you-
nice jacket.
and nice change of
What is
clothes
this?
there. So we're gonna kind of share some interesting news with you guys as we evolve into 2022, and we don't want to give it all away because
We do
there's some really exciting and fun things that we want to still talk about. But we are going to rename our show in calling it Title Talk 2.0.
2.0.
And we are, as you noticed, the backdrop changed and we changed, and we've got some really exciting things that we're going to do and bring into the new year. We're going to introduce interactive games with the guests,
Yes.
some giveaways.
Chances to win prizes, give away some brand new, some old guests that we just had such an awesome time with that we want to see them again. And
Yeah,
some,
not old in age, but
No,
old in
old
just
in,
guests that they've been here before.
I mean, looking back on those clips, like Roxanne was on there,
Yes,
Angela was on there, we
yes.
had David
Eileen.
Scott on there.
You were bald.
You were
Yeah,
bald.
I was bald.
You changed your hair more than I do.
And that's, I think Brittany made a mention of the involvement of Drew. My gosh, and that's my feminine side. I'll take it. I'm in touch with that. I'm good. But we are going to bring in a lot of new and different
Don't tell them too much.
exciting conversations. No, I'm not. Holy cow! Was that a reaction for the
Sorry,
inches right there?
that
No,
was
okay.
So I
Enjoy the bacon. Thank you for the bacon.
You're welcome for the bacon.
It's very good.
So I think what we're gonna do now is kind of get into a recap of
Yeah.
what Title did
Yeah.
over the last year.
And I think what we're going to talk about here is some of the title going-ons, and as Amy said, recapping the title exciting opportunities that we had. I mean, this was an amazing year. I mean, it was sad from the COVID standpoint. It was sad from how we went from COVID being really bad, and in the middle of the year it kind of lightening up,
During the
and
summertime,
then
yeah.
here we are again, and it's just incredible. So last year, as
Dude, I got Willie's reading that.
792 closings. We touched 792 lives. The website, when I created the website, I said we'll do somewhere around 300 to 400 deals. We missed that by a lot in a positive way.
We missed it by a lot in a very, very positive way.
792 closings our team did.
And I think the crazy thing was to see how the team adapted and evolved with every different street that COVID was kind of throwing, and every curveball that it threw our way. Like, what do we do? Oh, curbside closings? Yup.
Yeah.
What do we do? Electronic notaries? Yup.
We
It was just
learned so much.
so much. And one of the cool things about being part of a smaller company
Yeah.
is that, all hands come on deck, all 8 of us rally together, get together and say, how do we fix this?
Absolutely.
And it's something, only in times of,
Difficulty and stress.
difficulty
Yeah.
do
I mean, we really
see that
stress the business, and this. I mean, we talked about this at meeting after meeting after meeting with the team. That hey guys, it's coming. The balloon is about to burst, and it burst.
bursted.
Last year, it burst, and
We are so thankful.
are so thankful and blessed for our team, for our clients, for our customers. I mean, with the amount of lenders that we worked with, the amount of refis that we did, the buy-sells, the commercial deals, the things that we talked about all year long were because of the knowledge that we gained because of the busyness that we had.
100%.
I mean, new clients, we've added a handful of new clients, 7 or 8 new clients. We've worked with hundreds of different lenders. I've hired 2 new people, Brittany being one of them, Christopher being the second one. Probably can use another body based on what's happening in the direction that we're going. We redesigned the office. We literally took the office and redesigned it. Here's a studio. We took the space that is right next door, turned it into a conference room. We were sharing it with the attorneys that we share the space with. We were allowing them to utilize it, but we grew, they grew. We took that space, they took some different space. We knocked down one of our closing room walls to open up for
We
more
had some
staff.
fun.
I mean, yeah,
It
holy
was-
cow.
Yeah.
The growth, we're talking about going paperless. We're talking about, Indiana, the amount of growth that we had in Indiana. I'm just so excited about all the things that Title has done and what Title has been and what it means.
Mm-hmm.
And as exciting as it sounds and as exciting as it is, I just sit here and thank you guys for tuning in, supporting us, sharing this. Continue doing it, guys. Please continue to do these things. I mean, this allows us the opportunity to bring this to them, bring this to the
Yeah.
team. Our clients are just they're the best. I mean, they come on the show and they don't know anything about what we're doing, and when they leave, they're like, "This
is what it is, huh?
This is great."
Yeah.
It's free advertising for our clients. We're not charging them. We're not making any money on this. This is not something that we're doing for any kind of a benefit financially. We're doing this to educate. We're doing this because we enjoy so much what we do. We want you guys to know who we are, educate you guys, and when you guys have a real estate transaction, we hope that you guys give us a shout. Or when people ask you, do you know of a real estate team or a company that can help me through my buying and selling process?
Yep.
And guess what? Yes, you do now. You know the Inspired Title team, and we're here to really jump out and do that stuff.
We are.
So I'm going to ramble on and on and on with this.
You like your title.
I do.
And that's okay. And I think the thing that has grown that you were able to do more this year than maybe in the years past is kind of keep working on these relationships.
Right.
And keep,
Right.
Drew has been called a little bit of a nudge when it comes to, he doesn't leave any client alone. When
Right.
it comes, like,
That's
if he
true.
doesn't hear from somebody for a while, he'll reach out, send an email, reach out on a phone call. And I
Right.
think that's one of the coolest parts that, like, you devote time during your day to do.
Right.
I've kind of been taking more of a head on what's going on in the office.
Mhm.
So I think with me taking more of a charge onto that this year, it's kind of given you the opportunity to,
Well, yeah, your leadership role has tremendously increased, and the growth that you personally made is something that I can't tell you how proud of and excited I am for what you've done for this team and for what you're going to continue to do and what next year, the conversations that we've had and
Cool.
the planning meetings that we've had. I mean,
2022 is going to
It's-
come in.
it's yeah. I mean,
I'm super excited to see what 2022 has in store for us.
absolutely.
And then, I think one of the things I've learned as far as the title side is how different Illinois and Indiana are
Oh my
when it
gosh.
comes to, like, running title. What is the necessity of, our role versus the attorneys versus everything? And I
Right.
think that, I wasn't giving enough credit to how much work that was going to be.
Absolutely.
So once we actually kind of dove into that and saw what Indiana title is versus what Illinois title is versus
Very
what
different.
a different kind of state title that you might want to be working somewhere along state in 2022, because I'm not going to tell you where, but
Yes.
just like what else 2022 is going to bring to us.
I'm this whole and the coaching that we've gone through, the leadership training and mentoring that we've both taken on has been
It's been intense.
a real big growth piece for both of us.
Yeah.
Where I'm mentoring you to grow into this, and I'm being mentored to grow. Like, we're both growing into different facets of the business, and as challenging as you're saying that it is, I'm having my challenges on my side that we're both, struggling with, going, this is new, this is different, this is bizarre.
Yeah.
But we're both openly welcoming those challenges, and that's what's allowing us the opportunity to kind of, grow into where we are. So it's so great.
It is.
It is so
All that blah blah was quite fascinating.
It was very fascinating.
I love title. Don't get me wrong.
I know you do. You talk about it a lot.
I really love Tidal. So I started with this company about it'll be 6 years.
6 years January.
So what? I came in here knowing nothing. So I've talked about dance before. So that's kind of I went to school to be a history teacher. Couldn't really find a job doing the whole history teaching thing.
Right.
And I was lucky enough to be able to teach dance, which I'm so passionate about and I love so very much. But at some point I was like, okay, I teach 4 to 9 and I sit at home with my pugs who I love dearly from,
Anybody knows Amy.
9 to 4 in the afternoon, but like I need something else. Like I'm feeling a void kind of that I need to. So my first idea was Starbucks.
Which is not a bad idea.
Which is not a bad idea.
I mean, nobody faults you for that idea.
No, but Joe's like, you know what? My husband was bulls with Joe. So my husband was like, I know this guy has this company that does something. I know you're kind of looking for a job. Like, what do you think about this? So I went and talked to him right around Christmas time, and I was hired, a week or two later.
Yep.
I remember the interview of Drew saying, "So, what do you know about Tidal?" And I'm like, nothing.
Yep.
What should I know about Tidal? So then I started working a couple days a week.
Yep.
A couple hours a day, kind of learned what Tidal was and just fell 100% in love with it. I loved researching properties. I liked creeping on people. I liked trying to find all that stuff that was going on there. So after I was in the business for a couple of months, Drew started talking about this development company he had. And I was like, development, like rehab. Like,
right.
I grew up with my dad. I grew up building decks. I grew up helping him with things around the house. Like, do I know on a grand scale what, building a brand new house is? No. But is it cool?
What you do now.
Hell yeah, it is. Like, I want to spend some time in this house. I want to go pick out these houses with you. I want to be able to go treasure troving, which is my favorite part of development.
Yeah, Amy finds something in every new rehab that we have done. At the onset, when we walk the properties, Amy finds these relics in the dust and dirt and grime.
I
of
do.
the basement.
I have them in my office.
And
I have Disney pins. I have my magical seahorse.
However, she also gives them back.
I
The
do.
stainless steel glass window.
That's-
She has done
That stainless window was that was the coolest thing. So one of the houses that we rehab in Maywood.
Yeah.
There were these gorgeous stained glass windows that were no longer up to code.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as I saw those windows, I was like, boys, you gotta save these. I want them. I'm gonna turn them into something. So I was able to give it to a present when
blue. It matches our front door. It's kind of one of
so
our accent colors that we're going to be using more.
This past end of
They are
last
working
year,
on our
we
car
this
siding
year,
on the outside
we did our
porch right
first
now.
new construction in Indiana under Inspired Development. And being able to see that
Yes, this is a 3-bed, 1-bath up here.
ground up. Drew laughs because every time we talk about this story, he loves, like, I walked into this place, I was like, this house looks small.
It's beautiful, yeah.
Because it was about
700 square foot house that looks small.
but it was foundation
finished
right
right
now.
Right.
The
drywall you
exterior
can feel.
walls were getting built.
Yeah.
And then I remember going
Yeah.
there
I'm cold
a couple weeks later when we had to climb through the ladder to get into the window
But this
because
is-
we wanted to see the second story, but the stairs weren't done. And I was like, holy, this is a big house. This house is
Good
a
morning,
monster.
everybody. It is not a Friday.
And
That means they kind of
Yep.
that's kind of our jam.
above
We
the
go to
ground,
Maywood
so
Elwood a lot.
we
We
made
made
sure
sure
it-
around there, and we've also
I mean, it's still
this year amped up our
still
work that we're
everything
doing.
by
Yes.
lot 8, but this is just
The Black Coalition of Housing has kind of been something that we were lucky enough to be involved with over, I would say the last 6 months it kind of started, 6 to 9 months it kind of started amping up. And so the coolest thing about being able to be a part of development, it's not gentrifying areas, it's really the importance of building these houses and getting people back into the homes that they, might have lost, might have.
It's really like just hearing you say that, I can get emotional because so much of what we do, so much of the building and construction industry is about the gross dollars and cents.
Dude,
It's never been
I don't
that for
give
me.
a flying fart
Yeah,
about.
it's never been that for me. It's
Mhm.
that's never been my push and priority. Watching the construction and the change really evolve, and then putting the community back together. That feeling is really greater, and I can't tell you how great it feels until you've just experienced it yourself. And you've been able to experience that based on the process.
It's insane. It's, we had one of the houses that we sold in Maywood, the buyer was turning the backyard into like a community vegetable garden, so that people that, needed a little help, needed something else, she opened it up to them. She wanted to turn it into like a little sitting nook for people to come enjoy with her. It's so incredible the people that are out there that we're able to help. And so currently in development, on Inspired Development, it's me as the president, and then Drew is, the brains behind the operation, and then Ryan is also a part of it. So there's really only 3 of us. So it's a smaller company right now, but I think it is such an amazing thing that we all get to be so hands-on with everything that is happening in these projects. It's not, it's not build and forget it. It's not.
Right. Well, and as an example, we are actually selling we're selling one of the properties. So I've got, there's 4 in Deer Creek, right? We sold 1.
We sold 1.
So
we have 1 currently getting built on. 2 more got the plans done for.
Yeah. So just recently, we got a phone call from an interested buyer that said that they were interested in the having us build this house and things, and they were absolutely moved by the fact that we, as the builder, would have a conversation with them,
like we want to sit
over
down
Zoom or sit down live and talk to them about building their house, because the international or the builders that are national, the builders that are the track house builders, they're not going to take the time to do that stuff. This realtor and their clients were so excited about the fact that they get to meet us as a team and can now relate to and know where they need to go for these conversations and things. That's where we're different. It's not about that large builder.
No.
I don't aspire to build 50 homes in a year. I think if I was in that 15 to 20 nook, I'm great.
Yeah.
Like that's a great comfort zone. And I think with some of the things that are coming up, I think that we'll achieve that.
2022 has got a lot. So I would lie if I told you that this entire year in development has been rainbows and butterflies.
Oh.
We've had our fair of trials and tribulations this year. We worked with a pair of contractors for the last 5 years, 5.5 years, that we split ways with. So a lot of this year we were spent, trying out
Catch up.
Yeah, and we were trying out new contractors. We were seeing what they did, and I think this number was 6 that we went through and talked to and looked at their work and just deciding what was up to our standards and what wasn't up to our standards. As everybody knows, the supply shortage we've been dealing with, lumber, I can get that to you for 3 times as much as you would have spent last year, and we'll get it to you in 3 months. So
it was one of the biggest wrestles, and it continues to be.
But are these above my head right now? Are they officially here? So these are our 3 babies. I'm so glad this one's above my head. This is my dream home right here. The Blue Rose. We are going to build that in Deer Creek, and I cannot wait. The Wish is the one above Drew's head. That is the one that we already built on Lot 8 out in Deer Creek, and then we also have the Wonder.
Which is being built right now.
It is being This house is so I love the side load garage. It's on the corner of a cul-de-sac, so we kind of
gorgeous home.
And I never thought I would like designing houses and being as much of a part of it. So thank you for letting me be a part of that, because that's something I never thought I would have the opportunity to do. We work with this great architect out in his name is Brian Griffin out in Chicago, Mount Greenwood area, and oh my gosh, I could sit there and talk to him for hours about what we want in a house, what we don't want in a house. So these are our 3 babies that are currently getting built in the Deer Creek area. Should we give them a little what's coming up in 2022 in the development side?
Yeah, I think so.
Should we do it?
I think so.
Well, are you sure you want me to say this out loud?
I do. Bring it.
Drew, we purchased 12 acres of land out of Merrillville, Royal Estates, that we are currently in the engineering process of. So I think it was the very end of 19. I feel like
October, November-ish.
it was right around my wedding.
Right.
And then so
as you thought it was a wedding gift, and it wasn't. But go ahead.
I wish, wishful thinking. So we are in the process of working on the engineering for these 38 lots that we're hoping to sell off a chunk, and we're hoping to build a chunk, and hopefully maybe these probably won't go there, but
No,
maybe
no, but,
one day we can build these somewhere again, but
yeah. A version of these will probably be incorporated into there. And yes, hopefully we are sitting 1 year from today showing you some of the evolvement of what that subdivision has kind of become.
and hopefully we're gonna keep ramping up our work in Chicago.
Definitely.
I think that's a snowball that started out this year really nicely. I know we have a 13-unit building that we're in the process of working. It's like
Contracted to do it.
we are contracted to do it. So
That
so
is a
hopefully
big piece.
come next couple months. And I think this is kind of what our thoughts were with coming to a Title Talk 2.0.
Right.
Like there is so much more in our business than title. I will say time and time again that like I love title with my whole heart. If I woke up and said you could never do this again, I'd be very sad. But I also think you guys should have an insight into the million other things that our companies do. And I think that kind of leads us perfectly into what are we doing here?
Yep.
What is this? So with no further ado, Drew, we're gonna do a little chit chat about Inspired Business Group. This is okay, so I just have to tell you that this is something that Brittany and I had to kind of force Drew to relay to the audience today. Because in our heads it makes such perfect sense as to why you are doing what you're doing and how you are doing what you're doing. So you should be very proud of that. So I'm going to close my mouth and eat some bacon and kind of let Drew talk about what Inspired Business Group is.
So thank you, and yes, this is a timing piece, and with Title Talk 2.0, we are introducing to you guys, the audience, and our customers, clients, friends, and family, and colleagues, that Inspired Business Group has always been, in my head, the company. And Inspired Business Group was actually started prior to the other two, because I wasn't sure where it was going to go. I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I wasn't sure how many things were going to kind of, fall underneath that umbrella, and what else it was going to kind of, hold or entail. So, Inspired Business Group is really what we are as a whole. Inspired Title, Inspired Development is definitively what makes that up.
Mm-hmm.
So, as we push into next year, as we grow into next year, my vision and drive and wish, and it was really kind of fed and pushed by the girls here, that now is a great time. There's no better time than now. Everything is kind of morphing into this being a really good time, which was far, far ahead of what maybe I felt or what I thought, but I recognized and realized that this isn't always about that, and it's not about me. To have two team members that I absolutely respect bring this to my attention and notice that this timing of this opportunity is right now really speaks volumes to me about them, their dedication to this, their commitment to what we're doing, their buying in and believing into me and in my work and the vision and my efforts to creating all of this. I am super proud and super happy to sit here today and just watch them grow into what I kind of started and put together. So moving into next year, we're going to make Title Talk 2.0 a conversation about inspired business, where we're going to talk about development, we're going to talk about title, we're going to talk about everything that the companies do collectively.
Hopefully get Ryan in here to get some of our contractors in here to talk about this side of the business, because it is really interesting. It is such a cool thing to be able to talk about, and and then not to jump into the future, but who knows what else inspired business could be? How many facets of, and this is a hard thing, like. So inspired business, it's like an all-encompassing everything, because title and real estate and development, like these are all really closely tied kind of businesses. So what else could be under that umbrella come when we're doing this a year from now? What else could possibly be under here to tell people?
100% believe there will be an additive to this.
I already know what
by the end of the year.
I already know what it is.
Right.
And I'm not even going to say it to you guys yet.
But I think 100% there will be an additive to this umbrella
that I actually brought up in our retreat
a
year ago.
Absolutely.
So like And I think it's just so when you see this beautiful little bubble right here, this is an encompassment of Inspired Title, Inspired Development, Inspired Business. That is us. That is, you will see our light bulbs, the IBG in the middle. It's Inspired Business Group. It's I can't wait for this show next year because we've been talking to people and stuff. Like, they love the inspiration, they love the motivation. I heard a little bit of like, yeah, the title stuff is cool.
Right.
But
I like the other things you do.
Yeah, but like what else could you share with us? And I think you and I together and our team members have a lot to share with you guys that we want to be able to share with you.
Yeah, it does. It allows us the opportunity to talk about us as a company as a whole and really bring to you, the listener and the audience, a little bit more about the opportunities and things we do. We have really published ourselves as a one-stop place. Christopher is working diligently to solicit new customers and saying that you've got one place to go. We have in-house attorneys. We've got a development company. We've got a title company. We have access to lenders. We have access to like we have of what you need here. Girls take the lead in hearing that and go, Drew, bring business up. Let's talk about business. No, I'm not ready. I'm not. That's far down the line. I can't comprehend that. But in essence, they're right. In essence, what they're saying is, Drew, listen to what you say. Listen to what your team is doing. Listen to what you've already pushed and branded in them. I mean, I've been speaking it without speaking it. Mm-hmm. I've been acting it without acting it. Mm-hmm. Like, they've picked up exactly what I've been laying down without even saying the words inspired business. And I've missed it in a majority of this last half of the year.
Is it weird to be on the other side of this? You're usually the guy that's like, now. Right. So now we just went whoop on him, and we said no now.
Which is great because you guys are morphing into little me's. It's really weird. It's really crazy, but it's kind of amusing, and I appreciate it. And I really kidding aside, like we said in the production meeting a handful of days ago, and talked about next year. We talked about plans. And Brittany just rattled off all these great ideas and started kind of running with this thing. And I was just mesmerized by her excitement and her dive into this and just picking up on, God, I don't remember I even said that. And she listened to that and having all of this stuff outlined and laid in. And then they hit me with the big, I think we should talk about business growth. And I went, okay, I don't like you guys.
Okay, and done.
I loved you guys at that point, and I went, okay, now you're both out of here. No, this doesn't work. But taking some time over the last few days to kind of let it settle in and really let go and believe in the team. Mm-hmm. And that's going to be part of my motivational speak today.
You got your back.
Go. So
we wouldn't have this idea and leave you hanging.
This is great, and I'm proud of this. I'm proud of the companies. I'm proud of the team that I've put together that are just growing with me, and I'm excited about what this will become. But
yes.
Next year you're going to see the Title Talk 2.0, which is going to be a little bit of title, a little bit of development, a little bit of us.
A lot of what we're doing.
What we're doing, where we're going, directions.
We've done our Inspired Community. We do our give backs, so our goal is to try to do at least 8 of these next year is kind of the goal we're setting. Sure. So we are ramping up with Feed My Starving Children that I've talked about in a week. It's like a week away, and I can't wait. Yeah. So yeah, we are still going, and hopefully we're going to be bringing this show maybe out on the road a little bit. Yep. COVID kind of stopped that, but we're hoping to be able to go, to these give backs, interview some people. So it's definitely going to be a more interactive show. Cool. We want to give back to you guys too for watching. So there's going to be opportunities that if you're sharing, liking, commenting, we're going to enter you in a raffle to win something. So there is.
Tell your family, tell your friends.
Yes, just do a little sneak by and drop a comment, drop in anything because I think you deserve something too for being here and doing this.
And I think the other thing we're going to challenge is we're going to try some different show times. We're going to try it maybe different days. We're going to kind of move all over the map and see if you guys can catch us and find us. And
if you are a guest that wants to be out there, but you're like, ooh, Thursdays at 10 o'clock stink for me.
Right.
Okay, you tell us when you want to come here, and we will be sitting here waiting for you, whatever day, whatever time, whatever anything is good for you guys, because we want this show for you, not for us.
Yeah, that's reality. We're gonna try to crush this in so many different ways and attack it from so many different angles. And
I'm so stoked. Yeah. I really am.
Yeah, you guys are really a driving force behind this, and I'm gonna jump on this bandwagon and let this thing rip. That 2.0 is gonna be fun, and 2.0 is gonna be different and challenging and changed and exciting, and I really want for the listeners to kind of buy into it like you guys have. I want that. I mean, that's our goal. Our goal is for you guys to just feel it like we do and support us in what we're doing, and help us do and be the best show that we can be for all that we're doing. So this is great. I thank you guys for bringing this up and getting this thing in motion.
Yes.
Next year is going to be amazing.
It's going to be a big year. I'm excited.
I mean, 2021 is going to close, and next Thursday's show has already got some things packed and ready to go. So bring it on. Bring 22 on.
We are. But one thing we have heard from a lot of our listeners is that they love our inspiration and motivation. So that is one thing that we are going to keep tying into Title Talk 2.0. So if you guys remember the last handful of weeks, I've kind of been talking about things that people might need to hear right now. So I'm gonna wrap this up for my 2020. What people should be listening to right now. All right, comparison is the thief of joy is my first thing that I'm gonna give to you guys. It's super easy to compare yourself to other people, and that is what stifles yourself from being truly happy. I don't care if they bought that new car. I don't care if they have that big house. If you keep comparing yourself to everything that's happening around you, you will never be fully happy. So be happy with where you are, be happy with what you have, and be happy with the people you surround yourself with. 1, connection is everything. You are fueled by connection. We all are. By family, friends, colleagues, peers. They invite you to connect with people. So do your part in trying to find that connection in every aspect of your life, whether it's holding a door open for a stranger, waving at somebody, saying I like your. I told someone the other day that I loved her hair, and she looked at me like I was an alien.
Right.
Like what I mean? Like I feel like
so sensitive to conversation
Yes.
and interaction. And what did you mean by that?
and like this girl's hair was gorgeous. Like I just feel like connection with each other is kind of, I think COVID put a whole different kind of yikes on that in general, but like take that time, take that minute, like I said, hold the door, wave to a stranger, let somebody pass you when you're driving. It's just all that little stuff. Connection is everything.
Right.
And my last one to finish this up is you are enough.
Amen.
And I think that speaks for itself.
Amen. Very, very well done. I like. It's so great. I mean, I just sit here sometimes with a loss of words because the involvement of this show and you and Brittany and you're doing the positive vibes, which I think are just great. I don't think we can share enough positivity with the community and the clients and customers that we have. And Brittany putting this thing together, like just watching growth. It's so fun. It's so exciting, and I'm just moved beyond words. And thank you guys for that. So I told you guys a little bit about the talk that I was going to do here, and it's a little bit longer in that.
That's why I kept mine short, just for you.
Well, and you
I'll
usually
continue
do.
eating bacon.
No, yes, continue eating bacon. You may need it. We all, as we end this year, we all try to have conversations about recapping the year and setting new goals and all the ridiculousness of the what's your 2022. What are you going to do in 22? What is this? What is that? And I'm gonna challenge you guys to try to let go of something. Don't try to take something on. Don't try to make a promise that maybe you're not going to keep. I'm going to challenge you guys to let go of something, and I'm going to talk a little bit about how you may be able to go about doing that, and maybe if you put a couple of these things in motions, you can do. So, why do we hold on to the past? It's a great question. Why is it so difficult to let go of experiences that have caused us pain and suffering? Again, like why? Why do we do these things? It's really because many of us get stuck in the past because of our need for certainty. We all hold this need for certainty. It's one of those needs, and it's fundamental for survival. We need to feel certain that we can avoid pain and ideally find some comfort in our lives. So letting go of the past also means stepping into the unknown. So very true. It means having the courage to let go of what is familiar, even if it's negative, and being vulnerable enough to embrace and learn from what's ahead. Think about that for just a second. The other reason it's so difficult to learn how to let go of the past has a lot to do with the way we think and link emotion to information. Take example, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your wife, your husband, but let's specifically stay on the woman's side of this thing for a minute, okay? For example, a woman who has a feminine core, right? So if her partner does something that causes her emotional pain, she may tend to bring it up over and over again throughout the relationship. So her partner feels like it's impossible to win because no matter how much he does to amend the situation, she continues to punish him for his previous downfalls and things that have happened. But there's a very real reason why it's hard for her to figure out how to let go of the past. So let's think about this. 9/11, right? We all lived through it.
Yep.
I bet you we can all picture where we were, what happened, who we were with, and what we were doing during that terrorist attack, right?
Yep.
How about August 11th? Do you have any recollection of what happened that day? No. Okay, well you do. But, most people's memory is likely to be blurred, right?
Yes.
So few people can remember what was happening a month before the attacks. This is because we don't retain information that doesn't have feelings attached to it. So you retain information that when you have feelings attached to them. So information with emotion makes a lasting impression. So people with a highly feminine core will attach emotion to anything that impacts them in a significant way, especially if it causes them pain and suffering. And it makes them letting go of that very difficult. Okay? Now, if you compare that to somebody with a masculine core, a highly masculine person does not care, or does care, okay? They do care and feel things deeply. But masculine energy is about breaking through and letting go. We don't want to hang on to it. We want to just get through it. While feminine energy is about filling up and gathering. So when there's emotion tied to memory, moving on from the past becomes increasingly difficult for those who are biologically prone to gather. So what is this all going to cost us? Like, what is the damage this is going to do? How can we loosen our grips and move forward to live some healthier, happier lives? The first step is acknowledge what is holding you back and think about why you must move and what does that look like? What exactly are you holding on to? Is it a failed relationship? A slight from a friend or a family member? Or is it just something that you just can't get over? Do you need to forgive somebody? Either a person in your heart so that you can let go of the anger and step into a more peaceful state? Once you've identified what is holding you back, then you got to ask yourself, what are the reasons that I absolutely must move beyond this? How will my life change when I learn how to move on from the past? How will it change that relationship? How will it impact the most important parts of my new chapter of my life? It's one of the most important parts of this progress and the process because it's going to help you stay committed to letting go, gaining a clear sense of purpose. It's essential to establishing that goal. So your purpose will serve as your emotional drive when you feel like giving up. You will inevitably face setbacks through this process, obviously. But if you have strong enough reason and a purpose that will drive you, you'll stay dedicated. So, secondly, identify your emotional habits of letting go. How do you live your life? What are you limiting beliefs to? Where do you live emotionally? So when you grow accustomed to certain emotions, even negative ones, you don't notice how they affect you on a daily basis. You just realize that you're stuck in a negative emotional loop, and you believe that you are reacting as anyone would to any given situation. But our emotions are unique to us. So why settle for a life where we empower the negative emotions and disempower the positive? Identify your habits. start shifting towards a more positive experience. Your emotions are like music. I'm sorry, it's like a muscle. Could be music.
Or music.
It's like a muscle. You can train yourself to feel frustrated, sad, stressed, or even depressed after a challenging situation. Or you can train yourself to feel passionate, joyful, and strong when even something bad happens in your life. When you take charge of that emotion, you can learn how to let go of the past in a way that makes you feel free. When you catch yourself falling into that negative emotional habit, work to cut off that thought and switch gears. Mindset. So the more you condition yourself, the more you're wired with those emotions, and the more you adapt to the situations thrown your way, the better you're going to be at this thing. So the ultimate breakthrough happens by developing and learning different strategies, empowering your story to ensure that you're in the right state to move forward. You got to condition your mind every single day. You got to take time to examine and change your habits. Life starts to happen to you instead of for you. Life starts to happen to you instead of for you. Big difference. No matter how smart you are, how savvy you are, or how inspired you are, if you don't stand guard at the door of your mind, you give that disempowering approval constantly. You gotta be able to stand there and say, no, I'm not gonna allow this in. I'm not gonna let this feed my mind. Work on cultivating a thriving garden instead of a dying patch of weeds. So letting go of the past we know isn't easy. Empowering rituals can help you do these things. There are reasons that the world's most successful people all establish routines. We get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and we go exercise. We do all these, we habit to having healthy breakfast, we meditate. These are all small rituals that if you do them every day, they build momentum and lead to a massive change. So here, practicing gratitude is another habit that can help you live in the moment instead of in the past. Start a gratitude journal. Practice it during your morning meditation. Think about all that you have to be grateful for in your current life. Just don't do this. Realize that everything that happened to you in the past is what made you the person you are now. Strong, powerful person who can bounce back from anything. Love yourself and love your life. It's easier to let go of the past for the good. People want to hear your story. You can't rewrite the last one. They want to hear your new chapter. So much pain in life is caused by thinking you can control the way other people feel and act. Wrong. We think that our circumstances are the result of some mysterious force when they are really the result of our own decisions. They're the result of our own decisions. We have the ability to turn negatives into positives, setbacks into opportunities, and failures into lessons. All we need to do is accept that the one thing we control in life is our own actions and decisions. Shift our focus away from other people. You can't take back an unhealthy relationship, but you can learn from it. You can't go back in time and fix a bad childhood, but you can realize that your past does not equal your future. Every day is a chance to start over. From the minute you wake up, you make choices. Learn how to let go of the past means breaking from the pattern and focusing on creating a life that you deserve. I say it often, let today be the first day of the rest of your life. It will remind you that you have a new start. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. You got to shift your focus to be mindful of the present. Remember, the present is the only time that matters. Future only exists in your imagination. It isn't real. The past only exists in your memory, and memories can be tainted with falsehoods. The only thing that is real is what is happening right now. Right now. And that's why there's nothing more powerful than the human soul rooted in the present situation, right now. So if you want more joy, you want more happiness, more fulfillment, engage in your real life, not your phone screen. Stop giving into the temptations of technology, social media. Transport yourself outside of reality. Bring your attention to this moment right now and take stock in what is beautiful. The biggest key to how into how to forget the past and stop living in it. Get out of it. We keep going back there. We keep giving it power. We keep giving it the strength and ability to control us. There's no better time to work on personal growth and plan than where you want to learn how to move from the past. So focus on learning and improving is not only a distraction from negative thoughts, it's also very empowering. Take this time, the end of the year, to figure out what this means to you. Do what you want to develop your career. Create a healthy relationship that you deserve. Once you've identified the areas you want to work on, pinpoint those obstacles and you may face and assemble all those tools that you need to succeed. And then as you gather them, consider working with a coach, a counselor, a personal friend, and go on that growth journey. What separates those who achieve their goals from those who don't, it isn't time or skills. It isn't knowing how to use the law of attraction to get what they want. They know that what you focus on, you feel. The energy you put into things is what you get back. And who you surround yourself with is who you become. I've said this before. That's why we surround ourselves with good people. When you put yourself in front of good people and surround yourself with positive people who are committed to growth and progress, you'll find it's going to be much easier for you to move on. And lastly, as you strive to understand how to let go of the past, find something you want to serve that is greater than yourself. Live for your family, for your community, for humanity. Motive doesn't matter. So find motives that go beyond yourself. No matter how broken you feel, or if you have something to share with others. Even if it's something as common as a smile, a listening ear, that's that kind little compliment. When you finally realize that the secret to living is giving, your life will improve dramatically. And you'll be able to see how to move on from the past. Your life matters. And if you align yourself with the truth that you're here not just to get, but to give, then other people will feel your authenticity and open up to you. Giving back reminds you what you're made of. Focusing on the needs of others has a way of empowering you to do more than you thought was possible. You'll feel the benefits immediately. You'll become grounded in the moment. You'll become more productive. You'll find creative solutions to problems. You'll find strength when you're exhausted. You'll learn how to let go and step forward into the future. Isn't that what we all want? All through simply recognizing yourself and giving and being empowered by you and not giving power to the past. You're living in the now. You're living in the today. The future is not here. The past has already happened. Live today. Do that for 2021. Challenge yourself going into 22. Just try to be that better person. I think we all can do this and do a better job with ourselves. So, my little bit of thank you.
Action. That was a lot.
There was a lot.
Like there was a lot. Like the.
There was a lot.
There was a lot of.
Yes, there was.
I feel like I need to replay that.
There
I
was
think
a lot.
there was a lot of good points in there.
I appreciate that, and
Yeah.
I think that yes, we can definitely we will have that broken out on our YouTube channel where
Yeah.
you can re-listen to some of that and pick out the parts that are applicable because there are everybody has a different spot in there.
Absolutely.
So definitely. So we're gonna send these folks home into 2022.
I think we're about to send you guys to 2022.
I
So
cannot believe that we are leaving and going into 2022.
Yes.
I
I have a quick little quote.
you do.
Little quote for you guys,
All
just to round it up. If you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude. And that's Maya Angelou. I think I might have done that one a million years ago, but I'm gonna keep it there.
If you want something you've never had, you have to do something that you've never done. Guys, 2021 has been a challenging year for every one of us, and every one of us has felt it in a very, very different way. It doesn't mean that mine is worse than yours and yours is worse than theirs, and you just know that everybody's had a challenge. And compassion for that is greater and bigger than you. So take 2021, close that book, turn that page. In 2 days, 2022, we are faced with it, and know that you got through 2021, and if 2022 sucks, you'll get through it too. It's not gonna beat you. You got to get your mindset right to start really just protecting yourself and growing and thriving into next year. So I wish you guys all a very, very happy New Year. Please stay safe.
Safe, healthy, happy New Year's
We
from
are-
everybody at Inspired Business Group.
It's Inspired Business. we are thankful for you. We are blessed that you are our family, friends, and audience. We are looking forward to next year. We cannot wait to empower you. We cannot wait to inspire you. We are here for you in any need, in any way you want to be. Amy, Brittany, thank you guys for a tremendous year. Rest of the team, you guys are a blessing to have. I know a lot of leaders are not able to say that, and I'm sitting here saying that I am. So be really safe and look forward to seeing you guys in 2022 as we embark on a whole new endeavor, and I'm excited for it. So until next year, guys.
Next year!
Yeah, we'll see you guys next year. This is Drew from Inspired Business Group.
And this is Amy from Inspired Business Group.
Wishing you a very happy and safe New Year.
Just
Take care,
yes.
everybody.
Well, there you have it. That is it for this week's edition of Title Talk. Be sure to head over to our Inspired YouTube page and subscribe and like. And make sure you follow the team on Instagram and Facebook. Join us again next time for more tips and knowledge from the industry pros. Thanks again for listening.